Okay, so hear me out. I know this isn't the typical video I do on my channel, but I wanted to try this one out. One of my favorite YouTubers, Andrei Jikh, just made a video about what would happen if you gave everybody $1 million. It's honestly such a great video concept.
I have a question for you. What do you think would happen if everyone in the world got $1 million? Let me know in the comments down below what you think would happen. But that is the $1 million question of the day. So let's talk about it.
I don't want to take anything away from his video, but in summary, he goes through and describes the concept of hyperinflation. That being said, it's definitely worth the watch. So go watch his video, I'll link it down below, and tell him that I sent you and see if he'll come watch this video. For the video today, I don't want to talk about what would happen if everybody got $1 million, but today I want to talk about specifically what I would do with $1 million. I never thought or expected me to see that number in my life, but honestly, if I keep going on the path that I'm on, I will definitely hit that number by the age of 40. It seems like a long time away, but I feel like it's gonna come quicker than I can expect. So one way to do this video is just to see what I would do if I got that money right now. And of course, the first thing I would do is what everybody dreams about doing, and that's to pay my taxes. That's right, we're gonna talk about taxes today. So let's say somehow I won the lottery of $1 million, or I found a way to make $1 million. The first thing you have to think about is how to pay your taxes. Now, the two most common types of taxes you're gonna have to pay in this money are federal and state taxes. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. So with those two combined, I should have to pay $430,000 of the $1 million toward taxes. So right off the back, almost half of my money will be going to the government. Now, we can both agree that that sucks, but I'm not going to complain about having $570,000 that I otherwise wouldn't have had. But also, for the sake of this video, let's act like we don't have to pay taxes. I just wanted to put that part in to make sure everybody knows that whenever you get money like that, you're going to have to pay taxes. You don't want the IRS in your life. They are not your friend. So starting from scratch, if I had $1 million and I didn't have to pay taxes, the first thing I would do is invest half of that, so $500,000, into a mutual fund. So if you don't know, there's a common economic rule called the 4% rule. What that means is if you take a set amount of money and invest into a mutual fund that gets about 7% return each year on average, you should be able to take 4% out of that total amount without ever worrying about running out of money. So I know what you're wondering, why wouldn't I put the whole $1 million into a mutual fund? Well, I'm wondering why you haven't hit the like button yet for this video. Seriously, just get on it. I'm just messing with you, but here's the actual thing. So I made a video last week explaining how much money I would need to be happy. In that video, I explained after all of my expenses, I would just need to make $36,000 a year. So if I take $500,000 and I put that into a mutual fund and I get 4% out every single year, that's $20,000 of the $36,000, no questions asked, guaranteed. I personally don't mind working, so I wouldn't mind picking up a minimum wage job or a part-time job that just pays better. But the trade-off is I now have $500,000 to do whatever I see fit. The next thing I would do is take roughly $250,000 to buy a duplex, or maybe two properties where I just live in one and somebody rents out the other. That way the rent that I'm using from the second property will essentially just pay for the taxes and cost of ownership for the two, but it also will lower my monthly expenses I would need to pay since I'm not paying a mortgage or a rent. Now, like I said, this might give me a lower return on investment than using a mutual fund, but it will lower my monthly expenses. In fact, it would lower the amount of money I would need each year to live the life that I like living from $36,000 to $27,000 because I wouldn't be paying any money in rent. So like I said before, in Atlanta, Georgia, I should be able to spend about $250,000 towards this and either get a duplex or two smaller condos that pay for each other. So with that being said, I still have $250,000 to spend. So if it were me today, right now, we can round up my student loans and say I would take $20,000 just for easy numbers and pay that to student loans. The other thing is I would want a car fund set up, just cash to have to buy the next car whenever I would need it. So let's say that amount is $20,000 as well. I would also set up a fully funded emergency fund. This would be more than what I would do without $1 million, but let's just say I would put $30,000 to the side for emergencies. I would also put to the side roughly $30,000 for future passion projects. projects, just things I would want to get into when I'm older or throughout my life, kind of like this YouTube channel. And then the last thing I would do is take roughly $50,000 to pay for a wedding ring and honeymoon for my girlfriend that I have right now. So now with those quick accounting decisions taken care of, I have roughly $100,000 left to spend. Now with that $100,000, it gets me to the point that I've really wanted to make this video. So as somebody who has climbed out of poverty, I've realized that every single dollar is not the same. I'm more proud of the money that I made with my startup companies because I put the work, time, energy, and effort into getting that single dollar. And I don't even see the money that goes to bills as my money ever at all. And I remember walking 2 to 5 miles to the soccer fields, reffing soccer games every week in high school to try to make money to help my family out. And it's that version of me that I think about, because that version of me would have done anything to make money because I knew that money would help me eat, honestly, like maybe eat dinner later on in the week. And if I didn't make that money, that wouldn't have happened. Or the version of me that was in college where every dollar meant that I could get a better education than the version of me that didn't have that money. To be honest, if I'm financially secure and able to pursue the passion projects in my life, there's really nothing holding me back from giving away 10% of this money. So out of $1 million, that's $100,000. But here's the thing, you can definitely waste money just by giving it away. So I would personally find a struggling family and probably get them a car in a few years of car insurance, or find that really bright kid who could have his potential unlocked if he just had a free education and not had to worry about that. And I would just pay for that out of the $100,000. And if you know of other YouTubers who would like this challenge, tell them to do it and send them this video just to see how they break it down, how they interpret it, because that would be cool to watch. I would watch it. But that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you made it all the way to the end of the video. And remember, it may be hard now, but it doesn't always have to be. I'll see you in the next one.